Lexi,
Winnie.
you suffer from depression, right?
Yes. Yes, I do. Tis true. Tis true.
And I did suffer from depression.
You
So,
did.
so I have two stories for you today, and both are about depression.
Depression
And if there's one thing you know about me, it's that I hate the anime orange.
with the burning passion of 1,000 fiery suns.
Yes. Don't even mention it
Yes.
to me, although I'm going to be talking about it a bit today. But
Okay.
as someone who has dealt with depression, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but super thoughts, this anime aggravates me whenever I see it, and I am put into a chaotic rage just at the mere sight of it. Now, it's not a secret that I like manhwas. What sort of manhwas that I read? That is the secret, but not this one. Seasons of Blossom is a beautifully written and drawn series that explores the many dynamics of grief. Following a group of people whose lives are intertwined one way or another in their seasons of life, it is 4 seasons, each season representing a season of the year. We start with spring, which is Bomi's story. Bomi is beautiful, tall, popular, cheerful, but people expect this certain life from Bomi. They expect her to get good grades. They expect her to be happy and perfect, and they expect her to date the most popular guy at school, Jamin. But Bomi doesn't want to date Jamin. And don't let this thumbnail fool you, because Jamin is best boy. One thing I love about Seasons is that all the characters, even the side ones, have their own distinct voice and personality. They feel like they have their own lives even when they aren't around a main character. So Bolmi's story starts in the spring. It's the cheeriest out of all the stories, but hints are dropped in it for what is to come. Rumors are going through the school about it being haunted by a ghost, but Jamin reveals to Bomi that that rumor is about his brother, who committed suicide not by jumping off the roof of the school, but his own home. Jamin's memory of him is a shadow, and Jamin is plagued with the guilt, blaming himself for his brother's death, despite being a small child at the time. While Bomi's struggle is worrying about what people will think and pleasing people, everyone expects Bomi to date Jamin, the most popular guy. But Bomi ends up being interested in Jinyoung, a nerdy, short, unpopular boy who typically gets ignored. But Jin Young has what Bomi doesn't: the ability to not give a fuck. And she
Oh,
admires
nice.
that. He helps give her the courage to not care and to not be pretentious. Bomi and Jamin are too similar. They're both people pleasers. They both pretend to be happy while hiding their deep feelings. Bomi's desire to not step on toes creates more chaos amongst her friend group until she finally snaps and accepts that she cannot please everyone and remain happy herself. We end on a happy note where Bomi is honest with her friends and herself. Bomi's story ended
Okay.
up being my least favorite one because Bomi's story is merely a ripple in the pond. We enter the season of summer, which is Hammond's story. Hammond is Jamin's brother that killed himself, and Hammond is the rock of this story. He is the one who created the ripples. And this is where it's going to get spoilery, so if you don't want to be spoiled, head to Webtoons now. All the chapters are free with an ad. Read them and then come back. We know that this story is going to end in tragedy, which is why each chapter becomes so much harder to read. Watching Hammond open up to So Ming and watching her slowly fall for him as well was hard. We flip back and forth through time, watching her and Jamin still struggling with his death years later. But with So Ming, meaning Jamin, they find closure while still mourning someone that they loved. So Ming, while not knowing how deep Hammond's pain is, does her best to support and not give up on him, which makes the ending so much crueler. His death wrecks her. And it's through his death that So Ming's best friend, Gao, and I might be saying her name wrong, please forgive me, I don't know how to say this name, Gal comes clean that she was thinking of attempting suicide. And now we come to the autumn season, the season of Gal. And I loved her character, I loved her honesty, and for me, she was a very relatable character. Gal sees what Hammond's death did to those around him. She is amongst the destruction that just happened and cannot find it in her to do the same to those that she loves. But just because she doesn't go through with it doesn't mean her depression is cured. She has a very strong exterior, but internally, she's breaking down. She went through some heavy bullying in high school, and part of that bullying was this guy's fault, Subin. Subin is the older brother of Sionwi, who is Bomi's best friend. Subin is actually none the wiser to Gal's bullying, since he didn't actually take any part of it. But Gal doesn't know that. In attempts to get revenge on Subin, Gal finds healing instead. And through her healing, Subin matures into someone who looks out for people who are hurting. He remembers the story of a boy who jumped off a building, and that boy was the brother of his sister's friend. By that small connection, he was impacted, and now he's facing someone he has truly come to care for, fighting herself. He sees her scars of that time. So when he comes across a boy in the winter, he can't help but be concerned. Dongchae is a quiet high school student who lives with his younger sister and their mother, and he is also currently being bullied. Jaemin, by coincidence, becomes friends with Dongchae's younger sister, Yoonchae. She knows her brother's in trouble and confides in Jaemin, asking for his help. Together, Jaemin and Subin put themselves through the fire to reach out and help Dongchae during his darkest moment. Dongchae, looking death in the face, admits it's harder to continue living, but even so, he still wants to live. Surviving his attempt, he finally gains the courage to ask for help. What Orange gets wrong in dealing with depression, and where Seasons of Blossom rises, is Seasons deals with the guilt that one may feel when a person they love decides to leave this world on their own terms, and it lets them know that it isn't their fault. And while reassuring them that the choice was of their own making, it doesn't paint them as a bad person either. Seasons manages to sympathize with the victim while also not excusing the action. Jaemin acknowledges that it was his brother's decision, and even if he were to be there the day his brother died, it would only prevent the inevitable, unless the root cause of his depression was dealt with. Orange, however, they could not save Kakeru unless Sua literally gave up his future in happiness. Orange puts an impossible pressure on the friends and family of the deceased. It tells you if your loved one committed suicide, it is your fault, and you didn't try hard enough. Not even going back in time was enough for this guy. There were multiple attempts to reach out, invite him into their circle, and comfort him. It was never enough. Now listen closely. You cannot fix a person with depression. All you can do is be there for them. Ultimately, what they do is their choice. Suwa gave up his future with Naho so that Kakeru wouldn't die. But if her love and friendship wasn't enough, her love in a relationship will not be enough either. Season shows that Someng loved Hammond. She supported him to the best of her ability, and he still jumped from the building. Orange is a shallow example of depression, placing blame on those already suffering the destruction, while Seasons brings understanding and healing, showing that while there is pain and suffering, there can also be hope and beauty. Living can be hard, but if you can hold on a little longer, there is a light and something worth living for. And it's not someone else's wife. It's a life of your own. It's dreams. Even if you're coming into it a little later than others, that's okay. Life isn't a race to who makes it there first. It's a journey. And for some, the path is really rocky and difficult. It needs to be paved, but you don't have to pave it alone. Your friends care about you, and they would rather help you than wake up to the news that they lost you forever. Life goes on. They will continue their journey and learn to laugh again, but they will forever have a hole in their heart that cannot be filled. Seasons reminds you that even when you feel insignificant, you matter to someone. Your life matters. It shows the bravery it takes to reach out for help and just how important it is to try. Don't give up on yourself. So I will forever scowl at Orange when I pass by it in the manga section, while I cling to my phone to read webtoons, Seasons of Blossom, when I feel down. I think Someng says it best here when she's speaking about Gao. She says, first she hung on for her friends, then for her family, for stray cats, and even the flowers by the roadside, until she finally began to live for herself. Take life one day at a time. Hold on, even if it's for something small. If you're depressed, I promise you're not alone, even though you feel like it. There are others going through that rocky terrain with you, and there are others who want to help you. So if you're needing some healing, toss out Orange and pull up this story. And if you're past this hard time in your life, and on the other side, like myself, this is for you as well. I'd say if you know someone who may be going through something, this is also a great story to read. Or if you just want to cry because you're a masochist, I'd say give Seasons of Blossom a read. I may have gone over the main plot, but there's still so much more to this story. Every character has a story, and I can't help but love them all. Except this bitch. I hate her.
That made me cry.
It did?
Yeah.
The story made me cry hardcore. I feel like not many things can make me cry, but this story did.
It'll probably make me cry too, but I just mean what you said at the end. It made me cry. How, I don't know what character you were talking about, but learning how to live for her friends and then for flowers and stray animals, and eventually you get there. If you just hold on to
Yes.
little things. I like
Oh,
that.
the whole thing is so beautifully written at times that I wish I could just post the whole story on here. So while reading this, or while making this, I was reading a lot of depressing things. Reading this depression, and Orange was angrily depressing. But I just finished Expedition 33, Claire Obscure. So there was some more depression. It was all beautiful. And I will once again say, you need to play it.
Play Expedition 33.
Claire Obscure. Yes.
Okay, I think I will. I got it. I got it today. It's still in the pretty shiny packaging, but I'm gonna open it up, and I think I'm gonna start playing it this weekend.
Yay! And what else are you gonna do?
I think I might stream it. I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm feeling a little shy again, but I might give it a try.
You can put your streaming thing in the YouTube thingies so people can click on it. Yes?
Sure.
Yay! I cannot wait to watch you play it. I mean, I would be
Aw.
right there with you if I could, but I can't right now. So you have to stream it at least for me so I can watch you. And I want to see all of your reactions to all of the things.
Okay.
Yes, okay, so now you have to play it and you have to play it and beat it all in one day. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
one day. Okay.
I'm kidding. I give you a month.